Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everybody. Thank you. I want to welcome everyone to our Citywide Charter meeting. My name is Erin Harris. I'm the Director of Department of Neighborhoods. So just a couple of one housekeeping. If you are online joining us on Zoom, we ask that you write your questions in the chat, and we will we will read off your questions. So make sure to put your name, your district, and your neighborhood along with your question in the chat. So now I would like to present Mayor Mike Duggan.
How's everybody doing tonight? All right, well, this is going to be the citywide charter meeting, and then we go around, I think as you probably know, to each of the 7 districts over the next couple of months. And so this is a night to answer your city questions. So it's not a campaign for governor night. It's not a night to give speeches about mayor or city council. If you ask me about them, those are not things we're talking about. These are folks who have issues in your neighborhoods, services, problems that we haven't solved, or just ideas on how to run city government. So we've got 2 microphones, which are where? One here and one there. If you have a question, you ask your question. If you don't have a question, you want to give a statement, you can have 60 seconds to express whatever opinion that you have. We will alternate from people in the building to people at home, back and forth. Folks at home, they'll read their questions from the computer. And so I'd like you, when you start, tell me your name, what neighborhood you're from, and what's on your mind. So who'd like to start? Go ahead. Go on up, and you guys can set 2 lines behind the 2 microphones up at the top. Go ahead.
Okay. Good evening,
Good
Mayor
evening.
Duggan. My name is Eric Hensley, and I'm a resident of District 6.
Okay.
Last year, you were very kind enough I had shared an issue that was going on with the parking lot adjacent to my house,
Right.
how it affects various
Right.
components of my life. I have appreciated the work that everyone has put forth. I think we're at an impasse because there's a lot of issues that still concern safety, accessibility, how the house is affected in the future. And I just really think it needs a fresh perspective, because to me the solution is very easy. But the solution
What's the easy solution?
The easiest solution is to move the driveway away from my house, and that will allow other things to come in play that don't affect the house and the structure of the house and while living in the house.
So,
And that, yeah.
So I'm not the kind of person going to tell you what you want to hear. I went by and looked at it last year. I thought you had a legitimate point. But if I remember, and it's been a while since I drove by there, you're over, is that on Porter?
Correct. Yes.
That I drove by there. You're in a townhouse, and next to you is a Southwest Detroit apartment building and a parking lot. And if I remember right, people were pulling up in the driveway next to you, which was Southwest Solutions parking, and your issue was, instead of going into the parking lot, they were using it as a cut through to, was it Bagley?
Well, the barricade was put at Bagley, so that has taken care of that issue. The other issues remain are how that driveway affects the house in terms of safety, in terms of the salt that's put on it, the erosion that it's caused, and the solution that was brought forth was to put several barricades, and that creates other issues. And the driveway was just, when you look back at the paperwork from 2012, there just wasn't a proper survey, 2012, 2013, a proper survey to see how this affected the adjacent house, and there's still outstanding code issues and things of that nature.
So when did you move into your house?
I was a first-time home buyer and purchased it in last year.
Okay.
I've lived there for a year and a half.
And so here's my issue, is that this isn't city property. The city can't just go move somebody's private driveway. That driveway's been there for 10 years. It was there before you moved in, exactly where it is now. And so I don't see how somebody says to Southwest, they have to move a driveway that's been there for 10 years before you moved in. Last year I was on your side. I thought that cut through was unjustified and that private property shouldn't have been used for the cut through. And I supported you on the barricade. But I don't know any legal way to move your neighbor's property to a different configuration. So you're just not probably going to be happy with this, but I feel like we did what was reasonable, but I don't have any way to move Southwest driveway.
Were you aware that when the plans were presented, that the plans were not, they considered that an alley, and as far as the paperwork was concerned, and there were a lot of things that were bypassed by BSEED in the process of that, and that's why
And that's why I supported you on putting the barricade down to stop the cut through. But I am not going to say to Southwest they can't use the property that they've been using all along that's next door to yours. It was exactly that way when you moved in. We've dealt with it on the barricade. I know that's not everything that you want, but that's just, I'm just going to be honest with you, that's going to be the answer. You'll have to take it up with the property owner next door if you want something different than what we've done. Now, if they start cutting through to the alley behind you again, then I'll be, okay. Well, if the barricade's not holding, we'll deal with that, because I thought you were reasonable on that. Okay? All right. Go ahead. Somebody on the phone. Who we got?
Currently, we don't have any questions in the chat.
All right. Let's take somebody on this side. Go ahead. Tell us your name, what neighborhood you're from.
Hi, I live in Sherwood Forest. Good evening. I'd like to read from the paper because I want to be considerate of everyone's time.
That's fine.
Good evening. My name is Sierra Moore, and along with my partner, we own a home in Sherwood Forest. I am respectfully asking for a 30-minute meeting with the mayor. For 3 years, we've tried to buy the side lot next to our home through proper channels. What should have been a simple process with the Detroit Land Bank has become a 3-year nightmare. When we purchased our home, we were under the impression that we were buying 2 parcels. At closing, we were informed that the previous owners lost the side lot to back taxes. But we were assured that we could easily purchase it from the land bank as an oversized lot and deed the parcels back together.
Okay, you were assured by whom?
My real estate agent,
Okay.
the sellers, and in the closing documents, we put it in that they couldn't go to the land bank and try to buy this side lot out of nowhere. 2 months after closing on our home, we were informed by our homeowner's insurance our coverages would expire due to hazardous conditions of the side lot. To keep coverage, we hired a tree service, and for over 2.5 years have maintained the vacant lot ourselves, mowing, removing dangerous overgrowth, and paying for tree removal. All we want is a chance to purchase it and restore the parcels as they historically were. We believe history of use proves this. Sherwood Forest is a historic Detroit neighborhood with no new builds in the 21st century. Why is the land bank insisting on an infield designation?
So I don't make land bank decisions on individual parcels. My understanding on this one is it's a large parcel that would be appropriate to build an appropriate house. But I think your claim is against your real estate agent who led you to believe that you have that property. And I think you need to talk to a lawyer about that. Otherwise, who the land bank sells to, they're a separate group. I understand the issue. And I feel really badly that you were misrepresented. I think you may have a claim against your real estate agent. Okay? All right, anybody on the phone yet?
We have a question from Amy. My question is, will the city negotiate with DDOT Mechanics? I also wanted to express support for the proposed zoning changes that have been presented on the Andy Traverna from the mayor's office. Thank you.
Okay, the answer is yes. And we're trying to restructure the mechanics agreement now. And I don't necessarily want to negotiate here, but we do have a need for more highly skilled mechanics in particular, for there to be a progression to get to a higher wage. And I know we're having those conversations right now. And I'm glad to hear that Andy is doing well on the zoning. We're starting to clean this up. So go ahead. Go ahead.
Quite a long discussion with that first gentleman, and I came in here very considerate of your time and even read from a page. I would have appreciated more of a discussion rather than me just handing me
Okay. I am being honest with you on what I can do and what I can't do. I know there's politicians that will tell you what you want to hear, and it may make you feel better, but that's not me.
I'm not asking to be patronized either. I think I'm asking to talk through a bureaucratic issue that many Detroiters have faced with the Detroit Land Bank. This isn't an isolated incident. For you to just sit here and make it like this is par for the course when we know many Detroiters have gone on the news, gone to social media, gone to medicine, have fought. So, I mean, in inappropriate ways, and here I am for 3 years have been going through this process with the Detroit Land Bank, dealing with unprofessionalism, and here I am, organized and trying to have a conversation, and we get treated like this. It's a disappointment, Governor, and it's not about you trying. I mean, sorry, I'm sorry.
So,
My bad, y'all. I know we scared of him becoming governor. I didn't mean to put fear in y'all, but it's disappointing, man. And as you run for governor, I think these types of issues matter. So forgive me for incorrectly giving him the name of governor. I realize that triggered me.
I'm sorry that you're not going to like what I'm going to say, but this is not typical case. The land bank has sold 25,000 side lots to individuals in this city. But you have a large parcel that has the ability to have a house be built on it. We do want to have infill housing. It's a different situation. I'm not getting involved in an individual land bank decision because your real estate agent misrepresented to you at the time of your sale. I know you don't like that answer.
It's not that I don't like that answer. I just don't like the red tape that we've experienced for 3 years in getting to this process. And when you say it's an oversized lot, this city has sold oversized lots and not designated them as an infill.
Okay.
So
All right.
that is an issue.
We're gonna disagree on this. Okay. Go ahead. Next.
The land bank is a shame, and I'm not the first one that's
Okay. Go ahead.
So I'm Stephen Haring, now of Miami, Florida, but I'm a District 6 business owner. So
What's your business?
Hexagon Creative. We're based downtown, but I live in Miami, Florida.
Okay.
And I kept my business here because I believe in the city and work with a lot of small businesses here. But, you know, I got to say, Detroit has a lot of challenges that are non-existent in Miami. And that's why I made the move. You know, you look at DDOT, for example, we have barely functional transit system. And, you know, in Miami, we have a metro system, and it's not perfect, but I mean, we have something, and you know, and there's a lot of bureaucracy, and not like what that, and you know, I'm a huge fan of yours. You know, I was there last night, and you know, you're probably one of the best mayors of Detroit, but you know, there's so much problems, and I know a lot of it is out of your hands, but you know, Miami, Florida is a perfect example of what this city should be modeled off of.
Okay.
You know, only 10% of developments have broke ground, and a lot of them are great. I mean, Michigan Central, but look at District Detroit, the Mid, you know, construction costs, labor. There's so much issues here, and I love Detroit, but, you know, and that's why I kept my business here, but, you know, I made the move, and I'm happy, and a lot of people are.
Okay. Thank you. Do we have somebody on the phone?
This is from Jacob Graham. How can I request curb cuts on Charlevoix at the intersection that already is signed as a school crossing? I've told that DBW only puts in curb cuts during road repavings, but I think this should be treated as a higher priority as a school crossing connecting the school.
So who's here from DPW? Okay, Ron? Got him? Yeah, so, okay.
Kim, I'm going to ask that you read the question again. I apologize.
This is your neighborhood, Ron, she's asking about.
Yeah?
How can I request curb cuts on Charlevoix at an intersection that is already signed as a school crossing? I was told that DPW only puts on curb cuts during road repavings, but I think this should be treated as a higher priority as a school crossing connecting the school to a park.
Okay, and I'm going to follow up with the citizen tomorrow. But DPW actually installs curb cuts at every intersection, and we have a responsibility to ensure that every intersection is ADA compliant. So while we do, as part of our paving projects, improve intersections, improve the corners, and provide ADA handicap curb cuts when they're required, we always have a responsibility to ensure that every corner is fully ADA compliant. So we don't have to wait for a resurfacing job in order to do that. So if you can provide me that residence information.
All right, so we'll get their information, and Ron will come out and take a look at it, and if we need a curb cut there, we'll do it. All right, who's this side? Which side? Go ahead. Go ahead, tell me your name, what neighborhood you're from.
My name's Darren McCleskey. I lived in Detroit for 7 years. I currently do not live in Detroit, but I own dozens of rentals, mostly in Core City. They're all certified, by the way. I'd like to speak with you, Mayor Duggan, and also Conrad Mallett. So I own 2 properties in your first solar neighborhood initiative. I had an offer of $14,000.
Which neighborhood is that?
Chaldean Town.
Okay.
So I had a $14,000 first offer, and I honestly said I would go away. You guys could have the property, do your project. I was in support of it, as long as you placed restrictions on it, that it could only be used for solar. You guys wouldn't do it. Eventually, through the courts, I got over $70,000.
Okay.
But a lot of people could not fight. They did not know how to fight. So $12 million from the Mercersky power plant teardown was used as seed money for this project. And $5 million in legal fees, later 150 lawsuits. You're spending $33,000 per lawsuit, and you're offering $2,500 per side lot, which is a fraction of what should have been offered.
Okay, so what we did in these areas was people who were in owner-occupied houses. We did not take any house unless the person voluntarily agreed to sell it to us. And so that was a pretty remarkable accomplishment. Then we had some folks who were landlords, which sounds like your situation. And under the eminent domain process, which has existed in this state for a half a century, it's a public purpose of generating power for city buildings, for sure. And so you're entitled to fair market value. That's the way the process works. And if you were awarded fair market value on that building, that's the way the process is supposed to work. We have, of course,
Everyone else was not, sir.
okay, and of course, we have had individuals, including in these neighborhoods, who have been speculators, who have owned vacant lots in this city for years and not developed them, who wanted to hold us up for very large amounts of money. And we used eminent domain so that people who had done this for the years couldn't do it. So, well, it sounds you get a fair market offer, and when you say the neighbors, you're talking about landlords, or you're talking about vacant lots, one or the other.
Grandma's house was torn down, and they lived 3 blocks away, and they wanted to give that lot to their granddaughter.
Okay, so you're absolutely right. So the vacant lots were offered at fair market value in neighborhoods that probably had 1 house per block. And so, again, if you want to argue about what the offer ought to be on a vacant lot, you know, we have professional appraisers came in, and everybody's right. Okay. Okay. Well, and so there is a process to go through it, which sounds like you did. Yeah. Okay. And a vacant lot in those neighborhoods for $2,500, I suspect is fair market value, but somebody else may disagree. Somebody else may disagree. That's why the process is there. Okay, let's take one on the from the phone.
At this time, we don't have any questions.
All right, go ahead. Well, go ahead.
Okay, Mike, the gig is up. Janice and Gina busted, cold busted, cheating in Detroit elections for years and years and years upon years. Janice Winfrey is on public record lying about sending you the findings on the allegations of voter fraud by anonymous citizen report done by her on April 25th, 2024. JFK John Fitzgerald Kennedy III, was the first confirmed case of absentee ballot fraud here in Detroit, Michigan, in the United States of America. That's my word. That's what he said. And all the other cases are true. I triple checked them. Y'all busted. We got a cheated in mayor, cheated in city council, cheated in school board, and board of police commissioners.
So you're saying JFK, when he ran for president, was cheated? Okay. All right, let's take somebody on this side. The third was cheated. Okay. Really? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Well, this stuff is. All right. Okay. Go ahead. Tell me your name, what neighborhood you're from.
Hello, I'm Leslie Robinson. I'm with Russell Woods in the Russell Woods area. I do want to state that I hope that our next mayor will make a way that our city government, police, fire, live in the city. If they work in the city, make them a little more sensitive to the communities. But I'm mostly here to speak on behalf of the Garden Bug on West Davison. You may or may not know we're going through some zoning issues after 4 years of a Motor City match. She has been shut down, so we're not going to have a pumpkin season there this year, and I would hope that you could help us.
So take me through the details. I haven't heard this. So what's the business?
Well, it's the Garden Bug, the flower garden that's on West Davison and Petoskey Street.
And what's the issue?
Zoning. It's one single-family home. It's zoned for R3. It's not historic. After the Motor City match, she opened up the Garden Bug. She's been in business now for 4 years. We went through zoning commission, the planning commission. She was denied the rezoning after, through planning and development, Dave Walker's crew made her do all of the commercial provisions for that business. And now they denied last month.
So the zoning board or the planning commission denied?
The planning commission denied the zoning.
Okay.
Rezone.
I don't know what to tell you about the planning commission, but go ahead. Alexa, do you know what the story is on this?
Oh, great.
Hello, I've got some of the backstory, and we've got a thread going to untangle some of the issues, but it does sound like they've been operating a business. We're trying to get the zoning changed and was denied, so we're going to work through what their next pathways might be, given the investment that they've made in that space. We are working through, what that option might be to move that forward. We're going to find a solution with them, yes.
And at this juncture, Mr. Mayor, normally in August, Tina places an $11,000 pumpkin order for the fall season.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, she won't be able to operate her business and,
Okay,
earn her
so I got the point. If we take 3 months to solve your problem, you've lost your season. Conrad, are we on top of this?
Yes, sir. So, as the Garden Bug Group is well aware, you were operating, you signed an agreement with us that allowed you to work through the flower season. Then you said that you would go through the planning process. You went through the planning process and you were denied. Now, what Alexa has indicated is that she's going to work with you to try to work through the problem. But let's be clear, the neighbors in the area surrounding the business were wildly unhappy with the way it was being managed. You did everything you possibly could, but at the end of the day, the City Planning Commission made a determination that that was not where that particular business should be. Planning is going to work with you to solve the problem, but at the end of the day, we made sure that the investment that you made in the flowers that you bought, you were able to sell your entire inventory so that you suffered no losses as you went through the process. And that's what happened, Mr. Mayor.
All right, but let's see if we can find a solution for the business. We got a good business here. We got to find a way to keep going. Alexa, do you think you can solve this?
I think we're going to look at what the options may be, whether it is backside or helping them find a place where they can operate.
Okay, so obviously, the Planning Commission doesn't work for me. I don't have any control over how they vote, but I like what you do, and I want to find a way for you to keep doing it, okay? So Alexa, if we can't do it on that site, we may try something else. But let's do this quickly because the point of the pumpkin season does seem pretty legitimate. All right. Yeah. Your problem is that neighbors have rights too, right? And so if they were insisting that the zoning be followed and the planning commission sided with them, of course, then the planning commission, they have final say on that. So now we got to find a different solution. But I will work with you in trying to find a different solution. All right? Okay, how are we doing on the phones?
Good. Dwayne Golston, District 1, lifelong Detroiter and bus rider. Bus services has been greatly improving recently. I'm enjoying the benefits of expanded routes, especially those coming from Old Redford Myers bus parking lot, bus station. But there,
Go ahead.
sorry.
Do you not want to give me the bad news? You
But
can't
there
wait.
is still, when it comes to sometimes buses on certain other
Yeah.
routes not showing up.
Yeah.
I've heard of traffic advocates, and heard from traffic advocates that there is,
You know what? You can shortcut the question because he's right.
Okay.
We have bought 45 new buses. 10 of them are already in. They're going to keep coming in through the rest of the week. We're losing probably 10 to 15 buses a day because the 12 and 13-year-old buses just keep breaking down. And so as this year goes on and the balance of the 45 new buses come in, we will be at full service. And we're keenly aware of it. Our mechanics are doing everything they can to patch up what we've got. But ultimately, the buses that we bought that are being delivered are going to be the answer to this. But I appreciate what you're saying. Whose turn is it here? Go ahead. Yes. Tell me your name, what neighborhood you're from.
Highland View. So I have a couple complaints. So to the lady's point at first, 444 East Grand Boulevard, at Grand Boulevard in Kercheval, Nicole Carter's got a house that she was scammed out of $17,000. She didn't do a title search, and you gave her that property. Also, I have been reaching out since early in the year, at least June, about a meeting with the Detroit Hamtramck Coalition about District 3 and the Kronos Concrete Facility owned by the Maroon family. Reverend Sharon Buntry and the entire coalition is doing excellent work. We have not been able to get in touch with you. I reached out to Caroline, your scheduler, and I was directed to the deputy mayor.
What is your, in the first place, let me stop you. Nicole Curtis won litigation in court.
Okay.
So
You're cutting it to my time.
She did that, but no, you're saying inaccurate facts. But tell me what your issue is.
So the issue is the dust, the fugitive dust that is being spread in the air.
Fugitive dust where?
In District 3 at 6 Mile and Conant
Okay.
from the Kronos Concrete Facility is ridiculous.
Okay.
And also, CPTA also reached out about a meeting with you, and you ignored it. But so are you going to have a meeting with the Detroit Hamtramck Coalition to have a first-hand conversation? We're going to have a conversation about the zoning of the entire neighborhood worth of land, about 15 acres worth of land that they leveled right next to their facility.
So there's a couple steps. One is, to my knowledge, the facility was purchased and is being used appropriately on the zoning. We have no right to stop them. Now, if there's fugitive dust, we need to be enforcing that. Has somebody here been reviewing the dust from that site?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, we go there 3 times a week, and there are no violations of fugitive dust on that site. We go there 3 times a week.
Okay. So, yeah. Yeah. Again. Okay, so zoning goes through Planning Commission, City Council. I guess I'm skeptical of the idea that somebody's property can be downzoned over their objections, but that's a zoning process that goes through legislatively. But if there is actual evidence of the fugitive dust leaving the site, we will enforce it. I've never heard of us being out 3 times a week, so I assume that you're getting a number of complaints.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, we have been getting a lot of complaints, and we go out and we've been monitoring the site. And every time we go out, there are no violations of the fugitive dust ordinance. I'm willing to sit down with this gentleman right now and discuss it.
Okay. If you've got a particular time of the day that you think it's worse, is Ray here? Ray Scott here? Do the mobile air monitoring units, do we still have those at BC? Okay, so maybe we could we have monitors that will, for 48 hours, continually test the qualities for pollutants. And in addition to their inspections, we'll put it in your backyard if you want, and we will give you a full report on the air quality. And when it's excessive, we'll deal with it. Again, okay. Okay. I'm not saying I haven't heard anything. I'm saying the rezoning process is not an executive process. Okay. 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 If there's something I can do to help, I'll meet with you. So let's talk to our folks. Oh, I'm glad we did something well. All right. Let's take somebody on the phone.
Okay, Riley Tyler. Hi, I'm Riley Tyler, representing District 6. I am representing the Trucks Off Our Streets initiative. There are many residents who see more than 1,000 semi-trucks going past their homes every day. There have been tragic truck accidents. I don't want to see any more delays on new trucking policies to get trucks off residential streets and enforcing trucking laws.
So Sam Krasenstein is the czar of trucking in Southwest Detroit. And so, Sam, where are we on this?
So thanks for the question. So with all the trucks in Southwest, we've been doing a ton of things to keep the trucks off residential neighborhoods. The big issue is the rail terminal there right at Verner and Livernois that does generate close to 1,000 trucks a day. So we've taken some pretty major steps. We have been posting no truck signs on all of the north-south residential streets to keep them from getting to I-75. We've been working with the railroads to reconfigure their entrance to send the trucks further north. And if there are specific streets that people are complaining about, they should definitely reach out to us. But we did a truck study. We have recommendations on the website, and we're in the process of implementing them.
And you did it in partnership with the Southwest community.
In partnership with Southwest Detroit Business Association, the Southwest Detroit Environmental Vision, the Southwest Benefits Coalition. We've been working with each of these groups, and now we're working on implementing the plans that were supported by the community.
So we did an extensive joint planning study with the community, with the issues. We've done a number of changes. At least the feedback I've gotten is that Sam has listened to the responses, and we've made some progress. If we need to make more, we'll stay on it. Okay, whose turn? Go ahead. Tell me your name, what neighborhood you're from.
And sorry, I'm Tanae Hankins in my neighborhood. My residential neighborhood is Russell Woods. I think that's District 7, but my business is located on East Grand Boulevard. I don't remember.
What's your business?
Joint Cities Development,
okay.
A nonprofit organization.
Okay.
It has been over a year since I attempted to prosecute the person that assaulted me and ran me and my granddaughter off of my property, and a DPD officer, specifically MPO Parker, escorted that person after she assaulted me to my home. I filed a complaint with the police commissioner, and I was told, and your office has gotten copies of all of this, I was told by Deputy Hope that no prosecution would take place because I filed a complaint against the officer.
That's not true.
Let me finish.
All right.
It's been a year, and it's an investigation. It's on the chief's desk. I spoke to the chief on Sunday because he was across the street from my house. I've been told all types of excuses why they can't move forward with the prosecution. Okay. But nobody has talked to me. Nobody in DPD has even talked to me about the subsequent violations that this person has committed since August of 2024. How can you investigate? How can you say you're not working against me and breaking the law? Because you're not supposed to interfere with prosecution.
So let me start with this. The prosecutor decision is not made by the police department. It's made by the prosecutor. So whether the prosecution is brought or not brought is determined by the prosecution. Is there something you would like the Detroit Police Department to be doing today?
Their job.
Okay, but
You
what
cannot-
specifically?
The prosecutor's office, and I appreciate you explaining to other people the process. The prosecutor's office, based on whether they move forward with the prosecution, they don't listen to me. I've already been down there. They've talked to prosecutors. They listen to DPD.
No, that's not true.
But if DPD does not give them the information on the assault or interfere with the trespassing and the 4 weeks ago, this woman came up to me and my neighbors had to stand between us. I tell the police, they say, well, what, were you getting ready to fight? No, they were trying to save my life. DPD has a recording of this person say she was going to kill me, okay? Nothing has been done since August of 24 other than telling me that they're not moving forward, whether they did it or not. It's still been a year.
Okay, so I used to be the prosecutor, okay? And so when a victim came in and had a video, I would, if there was evidence, I moved forward on the prosecution. The police couldn't stop me from making a prosecuting decision. Kim Worthy is a very strong personality, okay? She makes up her own mind. But is there something, Fitzgerald, is somebody here as to whether, are you guys familiar with this case?
Yes, I can talk
Okay.
to you in the hallway, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go through it. We'll give you.
And if we need to formally send a report to the prosecutor's office, if we haven't done that, let's send it. But just from what you're telling me, it sounds like the prosecutor is very familiar with the facts.
It's my understanding we have sent it. So
You,
Familiar with the facts when nobody, none of the victims, none of the witnesses or anybody has been, like, for example, if a bank was robbed and a criminal kept robbing banks, would you take that information to, I haven't
Okay.
written subsequent
Okay.
what was the felonious assault. And the only reason why it hasn't been physical violence, because every time this person come back at me, I back off. The officers say,
Okay.
I got a right to
Okay,
defend myself.
I want to make sure the prosecutor has full information, so Assistant Chief Fitzgerald is going to talk to you now. He believes we've already sent one report. If we need to send supplemental information, we will. But you are doing the right thing and talking to the prosecutor. The prosecutor's office makes their own decision, and so. Yeah. Okay. Again, it's two totally different people. It has nothing to do with whether you file a complaint. So Assistant Chief Fitzgerald will follow up with you. Okay? All right. We have anybody on the phone?
Yes. So Detroit Homeless Union, District 5, how will the city lead with cutting edge the thousands of homeless and those facing homelessness? Why are shelters still clogged, and why are veterans still waitlisted daily to obtain shelter? And what's your current response on Trump's order to end vouchers and Housing First programs?
Number one, the factual things that are there, we have shelter beds right now that are available. There's immediate shelter for anybody on the street tonight. We've expanded by 200 or 300 units. We have 2 crews on this city 24 hours a day looking for folks who are on the street. And the Housing First program has been extremely effective for us in the city. And so we oppose any cuts to that program. Our program really has been Housing First. We built all kinds of permanent supportive housing where we get people immediately to the street, not just to a shelter, but into supportive housing where they can be for 6 months, that might have mental health services, might have addiction services, might have help writing a resume and the like. But I'm a huge believer in Housing First. Okay, who's next? Go ahead.
Yeah, I just think that maybe we need Jesse James to come and rob the land bank. And I went to a meeting about the land bank just before I came here, and people had a lot of suggestions on how to improve it. But I want to know why you want to, when you become governor, which I hope you don't, because I feel like you've been a hurt on Detroiters that don't have a lot of money. If they do, you're good for them. You might as well be a Republican. But anyway, what I'd like to know is why you think it's constitutional to take part of our, you're a lawyer. Now you can say, well, I don't have responsibility for that. That's what authoritarians do. They compartmentalize everything. I ask a young woman out here, is there anything as a city worker where you work, you think would be, you could make an improvement in. She couldn't think of a single thing. And I worked for the city since 79 to 2006. Believe me, I had suggestions for every department I worked in. But now, what's happening, you're tearing down fences.
We are tearing down fences.
We're putting pressure on BC to get those, write those white things on the fence so they can give some work to the.
Yeah. All right. So there's no question that's what I'm doing. This- the-
They came down and knocked my fence down, tore 2 out of the 3 stringers on my front porch, broke the
Okay.
fence between my neighbors, cut down trees on my property, and that was
You're talking about your residential property?
illegal sign on my door threatening, get out of your house.
Okay. All right.
Board it up and get out because you're a danger to your community and to yourself. So, I didn't ever get
All right.
applied here.
Thank you. All right. Do we have one on the phone?
But they never
Kim?
sent a first
Okay.
mail
All right.
from the health department. They posted something that said, you get out,
All right. Go ahead. Tell us your name and what neighborhood you're from.
and they don't give you a
All
hearing
right.
date.
All right. We're gonna have time for everybody.
Get a blank, then you
All right.
get no notice to go to the hearing because they didn't bother to mail it to you. So
Okay.
then they destroy your property and then you go down.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hi, Mr. Mayor.
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, my name is Michelle George.
Yes.
My name is Michelle George. I want to ask, and I probably need to talk to Mr. Gary Brown about the water. My church water bill is almost $8,000 a month.
Okay.
And they mentioned that the 42 CCF last month, and now it's 685, which is almost 500,000 gallons. And I wanted to see if someone could, one of the chairmen of our trustee board, because our church has been a pillar in the community for over almost 100 years. So I wanted to speak to Mr. Brown about that. Secondly, Mr. Mayor, if you don't mind, I finished the proposal, and I know you're busy. It's just a 2-page proposal on a mental health hospital.
Okay.
Because of what I'm seeing with the staff, just want you to read it.
I'm with you. In fact, Warren Evans and I, a year and a half ago, made a pitch to the state of Michigan
Yes.
to fund long-term treatment beds in this state.
Yes.
There's a terrible need for them.
Well, can you just look?
I'll look at your
If you
proposal.
don't mind, I'll give it to your wonderful staff member, Ms.
I'll
Long.
look at it. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to agree with it.
Yes, sir.
Because we need the long-term treatment beds.
Okay.
They're funded by the state of Michigan, and the state has not seen fit to do that. So I will look at your proposal.
Yes,
I
sir.
can tell you almost with 100% certainty I'm going to agree with you.
Okay.
And County Executive Evans is going to agree with you.
And I can send it to
We got to get the state of Michigan to agree with you.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Briefly, do I got 20 seconds?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. The land bank, listen, we went to a hearing, and I want to say, I don't know who's over the land bank, but I'm going to read a scripture. There's a scripture in Proverbs 22:1 that talks about a good name is a good reputation. So I just want to say to the land bank, this lady was in tears that she invested $30,000 of her money. I just want the land bank to do right, because we about to get a prayer group to pray over you, to pray on you all. So I need you all to do right by the citizens of Detroit, because you are harming people. That's all I want to say. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
All right. And so, go ahead. Tell us your name, what neighborhood you're from.
Hello, Mr. Mayor. My name is Dr. Bonnie Farrell. I'm the president of Fieldhouse Block Club in District 5. This guy right here is great. I want to say that. And I also want to say on behalf of Fieldhouse Block Club, thank you for endorsing Mary Sheffield for mayor.
All right.
Now,
Okay, we're going to stay away from politics tonight, but go ahead.
absolutely.
All right.
My question is absentee landlords. You and I talked about this before. I am so proud of my block. We are doing the right thing. People are taking care of their house, fixing up their homes. But we have 3 homes on our block that's they're rental homes. So the landlords are not doing what they're supposed to do. They're not in compliance. I know we made some changes of the policies. I don't know what
Have we gone through and
do.
ticketed them?
Well, I put it in the system. You know, you put it online.
Keith's shaking his head. Do you have an answer to this, Keith?
So we have, if I'm correct on the 3 houses she's talking about, they do have tickets, but I mean, as you know, so we'll check and make sure that.
Are there people in these houses?
Yes.
And so the landlord's not keeping them up?
No, and the
Okay.
one young lady.
So Dave Bell is here. He's in charge of BSEED, and I love what you guys are doing in your neighborhood. So we are going to give you the kind of support that you deserve, and I want to make sure we're doing everything we can on the enforcement side. So Dave, would you make sure you get these addresses, and we will follow up. Okay, and thank you for what you're doing.
Mayor.
Anybody else? Go ahead.
Eric from the Raw Space, District 2, wants to thank Kelly and GSD for cleaning the alley blight behind a building that's been vacant for at least the last 8 years. Thank
Okay,
you.
all right. Go ahead. Tell me your name, what neighborhood you're from.
I'm Jack. I'm from Southwest Detroit. I had 2 quick points about our lack of investment in public transit.
Yeah.
I'm sure you are aware that the third of Detroiters without a car are
Right.
hurting. I suspect it's another third at least that are dissatisfied with our dependence on cars.
Right.
I don't see how we're going to achieve the DDOT Reimagine plan without doubling DDOT. So why aren't we doubling the DDOT budget, first off? And second off, around my neighborhood on Michigan Avenue, the construction project has been completely de-pedestrianized. And
Michigan Avenue where?
Yeah, down Michigan Avenue.
Which stretch of Michigan Avenue?
They're redeveloping everything from Michigan Avenue downtown to the train station, the Michigan Avenue.
Okay, so from downtown to the train station.
Yes, and I spoke to, at another meeting, Sam Krasenstein, who spoke earlier, who worked on a plan for transit infrastructure in the form of streetcar tracks down this way. And this, he quoted me about 25 million. This project has 70 million. Just 2 examples of how we continually deprioritize investment in public transit when we need it so much.
So I'll take the 2 pieces aside. This year's budget, the single biggest increase in the budget in any department was DDOT. We added $20 million. Now, again, I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'll tell you the truth. If you don't have the buses, which take 2 years to order and build, pouring all the money in the world doesn't do you any good. So we've got 45 buses, biggest bus purchase in 10 years. They're coming in now. The reason we added $20 million was to put these next 45 buses on the road. Next year, we're already trying to figure out how to buy buses. And it probably won't surprise you that with what's going on in Washington right now, that money is up in the air. We are all over it. And if we get more buses next year, we will ramp up the funding again. But we're not going to spend money for the sake of spending money. We spent every single penny we could to get these other 45 on the road. And the Michigan Avenue, again, we have communities who have different opinions. Some people in your area wanted to shrink Michigan Avenue. Some people proposed down to 3 lanes. The business community and others said that would be devastating. And between the 2 groups, MDOT, that's not us, but MDOT reached its conclusion. But I think you got to be respectful that there were, okay, but you got to respect the fact there were other opinions that have come out. And so at the end of the day, MDOT went through all those hearings. They ended up where they ended up. Sam, as you probably know, was on your side in this debate. But you just wanted tracks in the road. But of course, tracks in the, Sam, were you on his side? Sam is staying neutral. He worked hard on it. But anyway, what we need to do is we need to dramatically increase the number of buses on the road in this city. DDOT is not where it needs to be. We're going to have 45 more out there this year, and then we got to build again next year. Yeah, ATU is not the issue. We have enough drivers. We don't have the buses. That's our issue right now. We got to solve the mechanics issue first. Okay, go ahead.
Mr. Mayor, my name is Patty Fido. I live in West Village, and I'm here to talk about DDOT 2. And please don't use new buses as the solution. That's indicative of poor poor maintenance for the last 12 years. I don't understand why I have to come here again after 12 years. I thought maybe by now we'd have a much better system. We don't, because DDOT's always been last in line. We need contracts that exceed what SMART pays in order to have a good system. Buses quite often can run beyond the 500,000 or 12 years, 500,000 miles or 12 years through many other systems. That's not what we have here because it's been neglected and we have not followed good practices for maintenance. I am begging you to get contracts at market rate that exceed what SMART is paying, because right now at the moment we may have enough drivers, but they're all running to SMART because they're making more money.
Yeah, again, that's factually not correct. We've added something like 150 drivers. Our issue is not drivers right now. Our issue is the buses on the road. And I agree with you on the mechanic side. I'm not sure that we need more mechanics. I think we need to be paying for more training and higher skill mechanics. But I don't know what else to tell you. And I am not happy about what happened. When the ridership collapsed during COVID, I was not paying enough attention, and we stopped ordering the buses on the regular schedule because the buses had been cut dramatically, and they didn't want to have a bunch of buses sitting in the yard. And then everybody in America put in bus orders the same time. We should have been more on top of it. I agree with you. But the 45 are coming in now. The $20 million we put in this year is a significant step up. I'm hoping the city is in a situation next year to do another $20 million and keep building. But I'm not disagreeing with your assessment. I'm dealing with the reality of what I have right now, which is I wish the buses would come in faster. All 45 are going to be here by the end of the year. We get a couple more every week. We put them on the road as fast as we can. But we have a lot more to do. And there ought to be a lot more support for public transit at the state level. Yeah. I mean, you know what it is. The state only puts 10% of their transportation money into transit. That's something that should be addressed as well. So, but I take your points. I pretty much agree with your points. I got to be honest with how fast we can fix them. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Yes, sir. Tell us your name, what neighbor you're from.
Yes, my name is Damon Marshall. I'm from Detroit. So I'm kind of like into the entertainment and music and all those things. So, and I take all the artists to go to school, speak with the kids, and help all the kids. You just mental health was an issue. Right now, it's a war going on the east side of the city. Right. A lot of police officers, I know who y'all is, what's going on. So principals called me this week, rappers called me this week, the shooters called me this week. The schools are scared that in the next week or so when schools start, this violence and this war that's going on is going to pour off into the school because they're kids. I don't know the answer. I'm just looking for help, y'all. I don't got no issue with nobody. I've never been in this forum before, but I'm the one that saves a lot of stuff and stops a lot of stuff before it gets to y'all desk sometime. I can't do everything. I'm looking for help, and they sending me here for this. Yep. I don't know what to do, though.
So we're going to do a number of things at once. One of the most successful things we did was 2 years ago was our community violence intervention groups, the 5 areas that we had. And the Friends and Family group over on the east side has been one of the most effective. We just added 2 months ago a new group in the Denby area that's going to help. And I will be proposing in the next week expanding the zones on the east side and the high violence areas on the west side with people who go into the schools, who are familiar with the community, who can settle this. The second thing is that we are seeing support from the federal government and the new U.S. Attorney, Jerome Gorgon, like we have not seen before, and that's exciting. I don't know if you saw the story today, but the gang shooting, which we believe was responsible for the death of the 6-year-old boy in his home on Angling at the end of July, they did federal and city raids yesterday, went to 11 houses they targeted as suspected gang activity, found 44 illegal weapons in those 11 houses. So we have to do both things. We have to do the violence prevention, and we have to do the better enforcement. We're getting help, but I think you'll be happy that I am now going to propose in the next week a third expansion of CVI zones to get more people in, more neighbors intervening. And it sounds like you might be the kind of personality that could join one of those groups, because we need people to deal with them when they're beefing, not after somebody shoots somebody, right?
It's kind of not, it's not beyond that. It's just like no one care. Like, not that y'all don't care, but like this is separate form. Like who y'all is, I've never seen a lot of y'all. I see the police officers. I do a lot of events and concerts, but a lot of y'all I've never seen. So everybody I've seen talking and speaking, those issues were positive to Detroit in my brain. Because I'm like, oh, that's good. That's a good thing. That's a good thing from my form. But now from other people's form, what we're on is a real reality, y'all. So that mental health that you spoke on.
No question about it. No question about it.
These are kids. And like, I take these people to these schools and into these hospitals, and I don't promote it to y'all. I don't put it on social media because that's not helping. They want not to kill each other, y'all. They don't know the answer to why not to. They don't know why not to.
And you know the people in the room who most agree with you? The Detroit police officers. They're dealing with the impact of those mental health issues that are untreated every single day in their interactions. So I hope you stay engaged, follow what we're going to do on the CVI expansion. We're going to keep going until we do this. But this surge that we've seen in the last 6 or 8 weeks in teen violence, we're going to get on top of. Kim, any more? Okay, tell me your name, what neighborhood you're from.
It's Renard. I'm in District 6 and lifelong Detroiter and bus rider. So you answered a lot of the questions from the previous commenter that was right before me. Appreciate that. Also want to say that the DDOT Reimagine plan is a very good plan. However, a plan needs money, a timeline, and then also report outs on how the progress is going. What do you plan to do to address the shortage of the buses and mechanics or whatever issues is causing our operations not to be on time on weekends, weeknights, when people need transit the most, and also during the day? Other than that, we have a good template to go off on. Also have
you seen what's happening on Jefferson right now? So the first bus rapid transit is being installed on Jefferson, the first step in the Detroit Reimagine. You can actually see it, the stepped up areas that are going to allow people to get on and off, increasing the frequency. So the answer is, I'm dealing with the buses, they're coming in. I need to deal with the mechanics contract, and we're on that now, but we are moving forward on the vision for the future and the first bus rapid transit. But if you drive down Jefferson and you see the construction, and I'm going to let Robert Kramer, the DDOT director, talk about when will the Jefferson bus rapid transit be up and operating?
Thank you, Robert Kramer, Director of DDOT. So we're going to have the 17 locations are going to be complete by the end of September. That will include the Zikla resin platforms that will go out and meet the buses in the travel lane, which will speed up boarding times, improve accessibility. The bike lanes will go over them, so it provides an opportunity again where the bus is not interfering with the bike lane. And those are, as Mayor mentioned, you can see those coming up in place on Jefferson. The 17 will be up by the end of September, also with new shelters, trash cans, and other. The bus stop, the scheduled frequency is 10 minutes, and that's the signature of the enhanced corridors.
And so you got to watch on Jefferson and see how we execute. But the idea is every 10 minutes, elevated platforms so people get on and off fast. Nothing knocks you off schedule more than people having difficulty getting on and off the bus. Trying to find ways to speed up the payment of fare in the fare box. Love to see more people paying with their phone to speed up that process. Right? We're tearing into all of those things right now. Back in the 90s, I ran SMART for 4 years. And part of me keeps wanting to just go out to the DDOT terminals because I share your feeling. But we know what the problems are. We're on them. And it's going to get better as the year goes along. Go ahead. Yeah.
Democracy is in this twilight, and we're getting a transition into our new mayor and administration. I just ask for folks that are voting or high school students, if you could show visibly the wheel of government transitioning from one leader to another, so we can get people out here to see that our government is working for us, because the faith in government is at its lowest right now.
Yeah.
And I just ask that if you could show this being a public process.
So so when I came in 2013, the city was in bankruptcy. There was nothing. There was no records. We weren't paying bills. Every one of these departments that's here has created a binder for our successors to say, this is what we've done, here's how the budget works, here's our initiatives, here's where it's going, so that the next administration will come in ready to go. Now, I suspect that some of the folks here will end up staying on. Other folks will move on, but we are very conscious of our responsibility that with the work we've done the last 12 years, we want it to be seamless. And the next mayor is going to do things differently. I just want that next individual to have a head start that I didn't have. Yeah, we're not going to have any drama in the transition as they did in Washington. All right, go ahead. Yeah.
Hello, Mayor Duggan. I live in Riverdale. The issue I want to talk to you about is there's this odd road just south of McNichols called Ridge Road. That area there, the Rouge River winds through. So the neighborhood has this, the main branch of the Rouge River winds through.
Okay.
So this is an odd road that just is 500 feet long.
What are you, over in the Telegraph area?
Yes, east of Telegraph,
Okay.
south of McNichols, between Losser and Telegraph, just
Okay.
opposite the
I'm with you.
the big
I'm
grape.
with you. Okay.
It's an odd little road. Maybe 8 or 10 years ago, they replaced the bridge over the river.
Okay.
Great, but just looking at it, it was like, wow, this thing just slopes down into a bowl. Water's just gonna forever sit there.
Okay.
There are drain sewers. They don't work.
The storm sewers aren't working on the road?
Well, they don't go to a storm sewer. They're a direct discharge to the
Oh,
river.
to the water, okay.
All we need is just cut 2 slots to the sidewalk and the curbs that were installed. Just let that water drain, discharge, put some riffraff to keep erosion under control.
Ron, I'm not sure about his engineering degree, but he sounds like he has a point, so.
Yeah, how you doing, sir? I think we've talked before, and actually I've been out the ridge. On Riverdale, correct. So why don't I just plan on coming back out there with our city engineer and meet with you, we can talk through this in detail.
Barriers that I put where the road is collapsing into the river, and I provided you all the evidence of how that particular issue was created by Wayne County dumping their big sewer pump trucks down the hill, washed out the hillside. Now there's no berm next to the road. A fire truck or a bus could go right down this hill. All you did was remove the barriers that I collected myself and put along that area, and now you're gonna, I would love to talk to you personally about it, or be there for the meeting. There's a very simple solution. One guy with a cement saw and one dump truck full of some riffraff could have it done.
So why don't we do this for now? Why don't I come up and talk with you now? We'll set up a time where I can come out with our city engineer. We can go over it in detail. Great.
Let me know how that goes. Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon, my mayor. Why are you leaving me? You said you weren't.
I'm never sure from one meeting to the next if you're happy with me, so go ahead.
I'm not happy with you. I love you.
Okay.
You are my best. Just what I want to say. I'm Jennifer Williams. I want to do the compliments first and just a few of the complaints.
All right.
So my first thing to you is that Pierre has been dead 3 years, 10 years, Mr. Mayor.
I know.
As of April 29th, 2015. My baby was killed from gun violence. 3 bullets because I hate you. But since Pierre has died, God has changed and served me right. The math is done. The Joe Louis Greenway is constantly bringing me joy. I was there today, and it was a big summer celebration, and it was wonderful. I got a chance to tell everyone what Mr. Mayor, the city of Detroit, Rico Raves, David Bell, Ray Solomon, I can go on and on and on and on about the people who have come to me to love on me since my baby was dead. So I told God, thank you. If I had to trade one grandson for all the love that he's given me, the math equals up. But what I come here today to tell you is I hate that you're leaving me. I know what you mean to the city of Detroit, and you're definitely in my heart. I am waiting for that bus ticket to Lansing. I am looking for property up there because I'm going everywhere you go.
All right.
Okay?
Well, Ms. Jennifer, thank you.
So you're not leaving me. I don't care how you try to run. I know you leaving mayor to get away from Jennifer, but I'm coming with you, boss.
No matter where I am in this world, I'm always a Detroiter.
Ride or die. So what I'm about to tell you is that couple of things. Sewer water is still backing up in my house.
Okay.
Rico helped me get lead poison out of one of my rentals that we never could get. Those kids are happy.
Good.
So thank you, thank you, thank you. But what I also want to say is something I didn't know which to point on because I love you like I do. And I wanted to make sure that you understand that, and I'm serious about loving you. I tell everybody in the world what you've done for me. I've got illegal grow houses towed down. I've got carjackings and companies that's been doing it rid of. They told me I was just one person. And how could I get this happening? But you have helped me conquer all of those things. But there's one thing I want to ask you, Father.
Go ahead.
Would you do one thing for me?
Okay.
I understand the citizens groups that you have put through to stop the gun violence, okay? But
What do you want us to do, Ms. Jennifer?
I want something for the mothers of the murdered children and the families that has tried to commit suicide. I have a granddaughter and a daughter that have tried to kill themselves since Pierre has been dead. There is no programs for me. When this problem happens to me, when I talk to the mothers of murdered children and what's been happening lately, it's worse than what it was when they killed Pierre. So I'm trying to ask you, is there some way that we can convene with those citizen crime prevention, because the criminals are now getting rewards, but we get nothing. We get suicidal attempts, but I want us to reach into those criminal associations and all of those monies that you're giving, and I want them to see the other side of their crime. I want them to see the grandmother that can't function. I want them to see the Joe Louis Greenway that has been brought into my neighborhood in exchange for my baby's death. And there's absolutely no one that I can turn to. And Mayor, I just want to say, I'm not asking you for no money. You told me don't do that. But if you would just give me a leadway, a gateway into those people that's getting that $75,000 and more money and more money and more money, give me a way to commune with the mothers of the murdered children and the children of the murdered siblings so that we can make peace, we can bring love, and I believe that would stop some of this violence. I love you.
I love you, Miss Jennifer. And the most prized possession I have was when I left the prosecutor's office in 2003, and the mothers of murdered children gave me an award of 2 small tennis shoes. And they said it was in memory of all the children who hadn't been injured because of the efforts as prosecutor. It was a powerful day that I remember like it was yesterday. And Chuck, why don't we see if we can get Ms. Jennifer hooked up with the CVI and ceasefire groups, and let's see if we can't find a way. Okay, I'm good. All right. Yeah, love you. All right, go ahead. Tell me your name, what neighborhood you're from.
My name is John S. White, and I live in the Greenfield Park neighborhood in the footprint of the solar project going on. I have just 3 things. The first thing is I would like the contact information of the Greenfield Park Neighborhood Association that signed the agreement. The second thing is the narrative that's been pushed that the neighbors wanted it is a false narrative, and it's a false narrative, and but it's going to happen anyway, the way this thing has been forced upon the neighbors. And the third thing, like I say, it's going to happen. And the third thing is my street is going to be cut off in half, and we don't have driveways on my street. So that means that once that solar panel comes in, when I drive
What street are you on?
I'm on East Parkhurst Place.
Are you getting the $15,000 improvement to your house?
I'm getting more than that, but that's not the issue.
Okay.
I have to take it because the project is going through and being forced through. I could either say, oh, well, I'm not going to take the money, but I have to take it because it's going to happen.
All right. Well, when you say, again, the process was forced through, in fact, what was presented to City Council, and City Council has several hearings, were signatures of the overwhelming number of neighbors in each area. I understand there wasn't universal agreement, but the overwhelming number of neighbors in these sites did agree to it. Most neighbors who were nearby who got $15,000 for air conditioning and roofs and new windows did agree with it. I understand you're not one of those who did, but it's not right to say that this was forced on anybody. I mean, signatures were presented, the hearings were held, and I've been in these neighborhoods. The great majority of people are very happy. Okay, I appreciate you're not one of them. Go ahead, tell us your name, what neighborhood you're from.
All right. My name is Damon Martin. I'm from the east side of Detroit. I currently reside on the west side of Detroit. I've done research I've done research today, and I've seen all the skilled trade programs that you guys have to offer. I'm impressed with that. But for me, I'm a aspiring pilot, and I'm aware of the children program you guys have on Gratiot and Connor, but I'm aged out of that, so I was looking for if there's any programs for adults that want to be aspiring pilots or...
That is a really good question. Yeah, you're right. If you're in high school, we've got the program at the Davis. Is Tammy here? Who's here? Jason, is there a program? You got somebody here who's got an ambition to be a pilot. Jason Watts, the airport director. Go ahead.
Yes, hello. So yes, there are multiple programs that we're launching at the airport right now. And I can put him in.
So, Jason, will you go talk to this gentleman 100%. In the hall? If he wants to be a pilot, let's get him on a path.
100%.
All right? Good. Thank you. Go ahead. Tell us your name, what neighborhood you're from.
Stephen Boyle. I live over near Wyoming and Linden. I'm a bit concerned about my neighborhood. One thing about these meetings is I continue to try to get DDOT to bring me here on time, and every time I try to get a scheduled bus, I'm late.
Right.
It always happens. Whether it's Fenkel, Dexter, whatever, it's done. Leadhead, I know, has a location over on Linden, and I know that Detroit Soil has their location on Fenkel. The size of the piles of soil at those locations, I think, is excessive and is blowing onto the freeway over at Detroit Soil. And over at Leadhead, we have a very, very strong smell of compost in the middle of the night, mostly when they break open the stacks.
So have you made complaints to BC?
I haven't made those complaints yet.
Okay, so Dave, let's get out and check that. Okay.
So, and I'm really appalled that we have such mismanagement of our bus fleet and the aging buses that we have. I understand COVID was a blip in the cycle for everything, but when you're doing disaster mitigation, you understand that you have to have multiple paths ready. I've also spoke with somebody that was manufacturing our buses, and it said that Detroit always specifies the least of our components available on their buses. I'd like to see us improve what we're asking for and getting.
Okay, all right, thank you. Tell us your name and what neighborhood you're from.
Hello, my name is Miss D. I'm from the 4820711 Grassroots Detroiters neighborhood. I'd like to give a shout out to Mr. Keith Butler, our District 5 manager. He's doing a great job. He came in boots on the ground, and he's been working hard.
All right, so Keith's got some fans here tonight.
We have a couple of issues in our neighborhood I want to touch on. One is, we are an urban area, but we have families of deers, big bucks, little deers running through up and down the street. I recently pulled a tick off of my 2-year-old, which scared me absolutely out of my skin. We've got coyotes, we've got turkey vultures, we've got all kinds of these animals running around, and no access to anyone that can deal with that issue. My second thing is there is an odor on Gratiot. We've been on the news talking about it.
Odor of Gratiot and what?
Gratiot, and it goes probably between DeQuinder to Van Dyke, depending how hot it is and which way the wind.
Do you have a sense of where it's coming from?
Like Gratiot and Mount Elliott area. There's several factories down there, but there's also a gateway for the sewers where all the sewers converge in that area. We've been complaining for like 12 to 15 years with no resolution.
Who have you complained to?
We've complained to the city of Detroit.
Do you know who at the city you talked to?
City Council.
Okay.
Mr. Keith
So
Butler,
Keith,
Josh.
so Keith, tell me about this. What are we looked at here? Here, use your microphone so they can hear you.
Sorry, we initially thought it may have been coming from the Fago plant, because that's where the smell, you can really smell it there, but it's not coming from the Fago plant at all. You can't really pinpoint where the smell is coming
But it's distinctive.
But it is a
So how come, can we figure this out? What's?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, we're going to get somebody out there to investigate this. We'll work with them on this. We just have to investigate it.
Okay, we're going to see if we can come out and identify. Keith, who have we come out to try to identify the source?
So I know BC has been out, Water Department has been out, and so yeah, it hasn't been pinpointed.
Okay, but it sounds like it's a real issue. So let's get out there and figure it out.
So, Mr.
Yes.
Mayor, there are people that are out there working, like right there on Gratiot and Mount Elliott. There's always some type of construction going on there. But the problem is now we are having people that are getting physically ill when they smell it. So we're really concerned about whatever type of
We're going to send the team out, and we're going to identify the source.
All right.
Okay, and once we identify the source, we'll figure out what to do.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Go ahead, we got an online question, go ahead.
This is Teddy Dorset. I'm a deaf resident of District 1. I appreciate all that you have done for the task force for people with disabilities and the creation of Office of Disabilities Affairs. My question now is, what will happen to the Office of Disability Affairs once you leave office after your term ends? Will it still be under discretion of the next mayor or the city council?
Yeah, it's funded through June 30th. Of course, it's been a high priority of mine. It's funded through June 30th. As far as I can tell, there's enormous support on city council to keep it going. But I'd say your surest guarantee to keep that office going is your continued advocacy. And of course, Christopher's done a terrific job running that office. But my sense is there is just great support at city council for it. I think it'll be fine. Okay, whose side? Go ahead.
Brother Cunningham, 313-444-9114, 313-444-9114, 313-444-9114. That number was made so you can remember it. If anyone in the room came on the bus, I have bus tickets for you just to show some love. I do appreciate your efforts with DDOT. On the off, please help Miss Cindy Darrow. I know she's different, but Grace and Mercy, that's her home. And it's in the downtown area. So just help her out. When I needed her.
If we could get down to one issue, it'd be easier to help. But if you can help us do that, what is that? Is that District 5? District 6? So Eva, why don't you, if it's an issue with the residential home, let's make sure. Do we know what, we're talking about a Peterborough house? Okay, so Malia's going to follow up on that.
Ms. Howard.
And let's see if we can get down to an issue that can be addressed.
So I'm a cab driver and I do outreach. I give out bus tickets, ice water, hand warmers, things like that. And I've been coming down here for years. So there are people with wheelchairs that get passed up sometimes. And I heard back in the day they used to have like a smaller vehicles that they could be called to get that person, so they don't have to wait for 2 or 3 buses to get, I've seen it happen. I've had them complain to me about that issue.
So let me stop you there, because that should not happen. So Robert, let's talk about that.
Yeah, so we need to make sure, and I know you do file those complaints, so we need the details anytime anyone's passed up for any reason, especially if it's a wheelchair user. We've got camera footage we can review, we can investigate, and we can take appropriate actions. We do not have a separate fleet of vehicles. I'm not sure if they did in the past.
You always respond. You always get on it.
Yes, sir.
If I call, we did a 3-hour ride along. You're on it, and I thank you for hiring him because he was great at SMART. Before you leave, though, I beg you, Mayor Duggan, we do one more ride along. Okay. I know you do it on your own.
I'm with you, man. No, I like being on the bus with you. Everybody comes up to get the free tickets from you.
Bus tickets, yeah.
But seriously, if somebody, the bus should not be going out without the wheelchair lift working. If a driver passes somebody up, now As Robert will tell you, when I see something on a DDOT bus, I call and say, here's the bus number, here's the time of day. They can go pull the cameras and verify what's been said and act accordingly. And I would really encourage you. You want to say if at 9:22 on eastbound Woodward at Mac, a wheelchair user was passed up by this bus number, tell us and we will deal with it. That is not acceptable.
On your 224-3400.
Didn't we fix that?
There's no voicemail, and then when they call, they don't get through this.
Okay, hang on a second. Robert, your predecessor promised to get this voicemail. This is not the first time I've heard this. Oh, you're talking about mine. Oh, all right. Now that's a different problem. So now, Malia, it looks like DDOT has solved their voicemail problem as a result of Brother Cunningham. So would you make sure that the problem is solved in our office? All right. And Robert could give you a tip on how to do it. Thank you, Brother Cunningham. All right, I'll be out there with you again. Go ahead. We got one on the phone.
Yes, this question is from Stacy. I lost my car in the flood in 2023 and was told that the water department would pay for it. Now I have a raccoon tearing up my roof with access from a tree. What do I have to do to come back to a meeting and get an answer?
Okay, hang on. I'm trying to equate the raccoon in the tree with the car. So, Gary, we've been processing the claims. I assume she's talking, 2023. That's you. Okay. All right. Then we're going to take care of you. So tell me what your issue is. Okay. So if you drove down here, you get to cut in front. So here, you take mine.
Since 7:10, I've been on the Zoom, and I'm speaking for all the people out there that are trying to talk to you. We don't get a turn. We raised our hands, and they said that we have to put it in the chat. So we put it in the chat, and I messaged everybody in the chat, and nobody's answering any of them.
So
and
she messaged to Aaron, and it went directly to Aaron. So Aaron just sent them to us. So I just got these.
You got all of them? Because there are a bunch of us.
Because they were sent to Aaron as opposed to sent to the chat.
Okay. Thank you so much. A year ago, I was standing in front of you. My car got flooded for the second time. It's the second vehicle that the water department on La Fontaine. This was the 23 flood that was just our area because they forgot about us. We have a Grosse Pointe zip code, and a lot of times we get forgotten about. They said they would pay us out. You said you wanted to talk to me. You told your people to get my number. I'm still waiting to meet with you. It's a year later. I called your office, left a message. No, I don't know how to get a hold. You're the mayor for a little bit more time, and there's no way for me to get a hold of you.
So take me through what's happening on your claim on your car right now.
They told me it would get paid. I talked to the deputy mayor. She was so nice. She reached out to the water department. They called me the next day, said it would be paid. I talked to her again. She talked to them again. They said it would be paid. It's 2 years later, and I'm still waiting on a check that was going to be paid. And in Southwest Detroit, they got paid, and I'm still waiting. Where is Malia? I saw her. I thought I saw her here.
Okay, would you pull her back in? It sounds like that's okay. So we've got a question on.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm sorry. Okay. We've got a claim that has not been paid.
The one I'm telling you about, and I told him.
She did tell me about that.
Twice.
We have talked to them.
And they keep saying, and they're not doing it.
Malia, let me take her. Let me take her. So I'm handling all of the claims for the water department. So let's go on.
Wait, I don't want to do this again because you've been waiting this long.
Thank you.
Gary. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'll.
The deputy mayor calls.
Twice. And it's still not done. And the mayor said it too.
I will personally take a look at the claim tomorrow morning, and we will resolve the issue.
Will you call Malia next week and let her know whether it's been resolved?
I don't have her number.
You're going to get it before you leave here.
I see you all the time.
I see her.
You got it now.
Okay, and then the second thing is, a long time ago, my tree was slated to be torn down in 2000. Okay. It's 2025. Yes. Well, when you were here a couple years ago, I came and you told them to come trim it. They came and trimmed it while I wasn't there. It broke my gutter. I got brand new gutters. I have a nice new roof. I've asked multiple times. I even went to the ombudsman. I would like for them to come and trim the branches above my tree so the raccoon doesn't tear up my.
Okay, so Crystal, Jessica, who's here? Okay, Crystal, this young woman took the time to drive down here because we were messed up on the phone number. Would you please get her tree trimmed so the raccoon goes somewhere else? All right? We are going to follow up on both of those. Thank you so much. All right? Thank you for everything. And I'm sorry you had to come down, but we're going to fix these. All right. Okay. So I assume that means you have a backlog of misdirected phone calls. All right, Kim, go ahead. Let's pick a few of them off.
What help is available for low-income families who purchased a land bank house who don't have the credit score to qualify for programs offered? I have 6 kids and need a roof with no help.
Yeah, and so we can put you into the housing programs, but we prioritize senior citizens and the disabled in these programs. But let's get her information and have the housing team reach out and what's there. You got another one?
I do. So this is from Tara Brown, District 5. What is going to be done about the DRMM homeless shelter on Gratiot that is, to quote BC, operating as illegal shelter?
So Dave, do you know what's going on with that?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, that property is currently going through plan review. I believe there are 2 reviews that are left, and once those reviews are done, the permit will be issued, and they will be calling for inspections, we believe, within the next week or so.
Okay, so a week or so away. All right, let's come back inside the room. Whose turn is it? Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, there you are.
Hey, what's going on, man? I'm Charles' cousin. I'm from New York, but I live in Dexter. Firstly, I want to say that you guys are doing an amazing job. I just came from Walk a Mile Wednesday with Chief of Police Ty Bettison, and I just really want to give it up to you guys. I also want to say that could you give Brother Cunningham a job? He really needs a job. He's been putting in a lot of work for the community.
He feels like he's working for us already, doesn't he?
He look out for him.
That's a really good idea.
All right, cool.
All right.
And
is Denise here?
The last thing I want to say while I have this little
let's see if we can reach out and see if we've got something. But he's working for us every day already. He'd have to give up that cab though. All right, go ahead.
The elephant in the room. Since I've come to Detroit from New York, every time I go past 8 Mile, black men have to worry about getting kidnapped by the police and unlawfully arrested. It just happened to me literally a couple of months ago. And it's a real issue. And I know you're not the governor right now.
Arrested by whom?
By Warren Police.
By Warren Police.
Yeah,
okay.
Unlawfully. I'm actually in a lawsuit against the Madison Heights Police Department for doing the same thing about 2 years ago. All the charges against me were dropped. And I know you're not the governor yet, but if you can reach out to the governor and make sure that the tone, like everybody knows it. It's one of those elephants in the room that nobody talks about, but black men, we're afraid to go past 8 Mile. Brother Cunningham got a gun pulled on him while he was in Highland Park yesterday. So police reform and probably getting Todd to talk to Lieutenant Governor and us hash out some kind of plan.
I think to have the chief talk to the Warren chief is probably the best way to broach this. Okay, thank you. Okay, go ahead. Tell me your name, what neighborhood you're from.
Hi, I'm Danielle from District 3. Good evening. You've done wonderful for downtown, which is positive. I wanted to highlight that neighborhoods require attention. We don't have regular police patrols since May of 2021 and have been told that officers only respond to calls. As a result, we have stopped reporting incidents due to concerns about insurance rating. And additionally, we noticed...
What neighborhood are you in? So what neighborhood are you in?
Airport.
Okay.
Airport sub, yes.
Okay.
We've noticed suspicious activity in low population neighborhoods characterized by individuals wearing black suit masks between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. I would also like to note that the actual homicide rate may be higher than reported, considering that incidents involving one death and subsequent injuries leading to death are only counted as one instead of two.
Okay, that's factually not right. Okay.
My sources tell me we have reports over 300 homicides this year, which is crazy. I go on Facebook and I see a lot of posts about praying for people who have passed away, and it's been increasing than what I've seen 5 years ago. We can't blame Chief Todd Bettison because he's trying to straighten out mess that Chief James White screwed up. And as the last thing, I want to ask, why do you have so many security guards and police with you? This is disturbing.
Okay. I guess I'm the only mayor of the city that ever drove himself, so I'm not sure about that one. Let's take one on the phone.
This is Denisha Butler. I live in North Rosedale Park on Avon between Florence and Grove Avenue. The street lights are completely out. They have been out for almost a month. Street is pitch black. Please.
Ron, where are you? Oh, the street lights. This is the lighting authority. Hang on, let's give them. So what street is it again, Kim?
It's on Avon between Florence and Grove.
Okay, we got street lights out on Avon. Are you guys aware of this and are you doing something about it?
That was Avon between Florence and Grove?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, we'll check on it and see what's going on over there. We haven't had any work orders in that area, but I'll definitely check it out.
Okay, let's get on top of that. Okay, whose turn is it here? Go ahead. Tell us your name, what neighborhood you're from.
Got me. Hello? Hi, my name is Dominique Dowd. I reside in District 3, Osborne neighborhood. I'll start with a compliment. I am happy that the road on, it would be Outer Drive, once you cross 7 Mile, it used to look like an obstacle course. They have finally paved that over, so thank you.
That's actually the county, so if you see County Executive Evans, he got that done.
Okay.
Good,
because,
okay.
Yeah, and I hope they don't forget the side streets because they look rough too. My first issue, I'll just comment on DDOT right quick. I do take the 7 Mile bus. It is generally on time, but it is not clean.
Yeah.
So I'm not expecting a $2 bus to be pristine. I don't think anyone is, but it needs to be more clean. Can anyone speak to what is the cleaning schedule for the buses?
Go ahead, Robert. Okay, go ahead.
So we do have a cleaning process when they come in every night, but if you're experiencing that, please let us know, and then we can focus. Sometimes the buses are out on the road for a long time, and if we need to find a way to clean them mid-route, then certainly that's something we should look at.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're saying the 7 Mile bus is not to your cleanliness? Okay. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you.
It doesn't look like a day's worth of dirt. It looks
Yeah.
like maybe a couple of weeks
Okay.
worth of dirt. But I have a couple more comments.
Go ahead.
So, and this is actually most likely directed at the prosecutor's office. So I had a minor assault, a low-level assault last year. Police came, filed the police report, went to the DV unit. That paperwork was filed. The detective followed up with me. A little bit of a delay, reasonable delay. 11 months later, the Wayne County prosecutor finally called me. By that point, the issue I had with that person, we had come to a reasonable agreement and boundaries were being adhered to. So they were asking me, do you want to go forth and press charges? And I'm thinking to myself, 11 months later, imagine if this person, even though the assault was minor, imagine if this person was mentally unstable and I had more serious issues. So obviously there's a resource issue, but I would like to know what is the solution here, because I know I'm not the only person.
Yeah, that is one. So you should raise that with your county commissioner. Do you know who your county commissioner is? What's your neighborhood?
District 3 Osborne.
Who's the county commissioner? Anybody know over in the Osborne area? Martha Scott. This is an issue. You should take this up with Martha Scott and they have raised the prosecutor's budget a number of times. They focused on gun violence first, but I think that's a conversation you have. And if they need to put more resources in the DV unit, your county commissioner, I think Martha Scott would take this very seriously. So you should raise with her. Go ahead.
One final comment. There's been a lot of talk about mental health. For us to have a I believe Denise Fazo is the director of health. I've checked on the website. I don't see any type of agenda program that's focusing on the mental health and the alcoholism issues in this city, and we have liquor stores everywhere. We don't need any more liquor stores in Detroit. So whoever is going to be the next, actually health commissioner, I think is her title, whoever's going to be the next health commissioner, or if it's going to be her going into the next term, she really does need to prioritize addressing mental health.
So mental health in this state is a state-county function. So she has public health, but there's a Detroit Wayne Integrated Health Network, which is the county authority, and mental health is a state-county issue. And that's why you don't see it on her website. Okay, okay, let's take one on the phone.
Okay, this is from Z Flores. Our District 3 manager, Kayana Sessoms, has been phenomenal in communications and providing resources to our community. She's always polite and professional in seeking resolutions in matters we bring to her. Deputy Manager Kinsey is also professional and polite. The relationship our community has built with District 3 support has helped us to create an association made up of over a dozen block clubs. This is the Rescue My Nature District.
Oh yeah, that's amazing what they do.
In District 2, Kim Tandy has also been a great communicator as a neighborhood.
Your mom sent that in? All right. Who's up next? Go ahead. All right. We're past 8:30, but we're going to keep going and get the folks who are in line here. So go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kania Sims, along with my husband, Coach Rob Sims, and we're the founder of Finkel Avenue Business Association, and also, and also the movement Stop the Violence Detroit, and we're in District 2. I want to start by saying thank you for the work that you have been doing so far. Also, I want to thank D2. I want to thank Kim Tandy, Sean Davis, and Tanisha Turner, because they have been so supportive of our business association. And also, I would like to, I have 2 concerns. That's all. I like to start off with the positive stuff first.
Go ahead. I've been waiting a long time to see a Finkel Avenue Business Association. I love what you're doing.
Look, and that's why I'm about to get on you, because you're from Finkel and Stansbury.
Yes, I am.
So we want your support and to bring in funding. We would like to do it like 6 Mile look. We want Finkel looking good too.
So we have stretches of Finkel that are city and stretches of Finkel that are county. And so we've got to figure out what's where. But you're right. Finkel's in my heart. And I looked before, and we had a problem that the area I wanted to do was county, but I'd love to pursue you. And Alexa is looking at some new corridors. I just walked the Whittier corridor today with the folks over there. And I want to get to Whittier. I want to get to Finkel. We're going to give it a try.
Okay, I got 2 more things.
Go ahead.
One, the traffic is so busy, like they fly up and down Finkel. You guys did Illinois to Wyoming, made it just 1 lane. I would like that to be extended.
And so we did those streetscapes. We did on East Warren, on West Warren, on Rosa Parks, on Dexter, on Livernois and the like. The last time that the state passed a road funding package, it was about 7 or 8 years. If Governor Whitmer can get a package through to fix the damn roads, I've already talked to council about this. I would like to get some more streetscapes started to try to do the same thing. So I thought she was going to get it done in the summer, but we got to keep our fingers crossed. There's no money there to do it. Everything is going into potholes right now. But if they get a package passed, we're going to come back and talk to you about that.
Okay, and one more concern.
Go ahead.
Okay, I got a bone to pick with you.
Okay, go ahead. Everybody does.
I was here at the last meeting in last fall. I was complaining about broken sidewalks, which is on you guys' property.
Okay.
You said
when you say our guys, how
City of Detroit property.
And what City of Detroit property?
It's 10218 Finkel.
But what is it? What is the building there?
It's actually land. It's not a building.
Okay.
It's,
so it's a sidewalk in front of vacant land. You're talking about sidewalk in front of vacant land?
Yeah, the sidewalk.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically the slabs are missing, and it's just been like that for over 20 years. So when I came to the last meeting, you said you had someone address it. They did contact me within 48 hours, and then Kim Tandy did follow up with me and said they would start this spring.
Okay.
But I haven't heard anything else
Kim?
about it.
Okay, is Ron here? Okay. So let's see if we can get a head start on the Finkel Avenue Business Association and get some of these sidewalk slabs done. All right? All right. Yeah, she's always there. Okay, we have everybody else on the phone? Okay, good. We're all inside. Go ahead.
Yes, so I just want to say that, first of all, I'm going to do what I can to save our children, but I'm also going to establish no cop zones in all 7 districts. I have support to save our children from the long arm of the law and having their lives ruined, all because you want to be reactionary when you leave this town and things happen. Now you want to come back home and say, oh, we got to do something. That should have been done a long time ago. That's number one. I've saved 42 children on the day George Floyd died when we launched that big police protest, May 29th, 2020. And so the challenge is going to be up to save our children from the CVI community snitches and informants. The next thing I have is Right to Counsel has not been funded since the day it was passed in this room. And we are still waiting on you to write the damn check. We're still waiting on you to write the check for water affordability. We're still waiting on you to write the check to protect renters and tenants from being thrown out by landlords and illegal property managers. When I heard about that city club, that city club is illegal.
I don't have enough time to correct every single factual statement, but today in landlord-tenant court, there are attorneys representing people being evicted in every single courtroom as a result of the Right to Counsel funding that Mary Sheffield passed. Relative to the water funding, we established the $18 program that Gary Brown did. I backed Stephanie Chang's bill in the Michigan Senate that was supposed to provide affordable housing across this state. And the legislature could not get it out even when we had the so-called trifecta. So I understand, and I've been to probably 500 neighborhood meetings. I've yet to be to one where the neighbors said, we don't want any police in our community. So we're just going to agree to disagree. Go ahead. Give us your name and what neighborhood you're from.
My name is Mary Kennedy, and I'm from District 5. I have a horrific problem with the land bank, and I talked to them at the table out there. And
what's your issue?
The issue is that they keep making me homeless.
Okay.
And
so are you going into a house that you don't own?
Well, it's a long situation and problem. I've been to court with them and all of that. So, but that's not what I want to ask you about.
Okay.
I have a whole thing
okay.
about that, but I did talk to them out there.
Okay.
My question to you, Mr. Mayor, respectfully, is how legitimate is the Detroit Land Bank, and what is the real connection with the city, and how are they operating without a contract?
So I appreciate the service issues with the land bank. I'm not discounting what you're saying. Here's what I know, is that before the land bank was set up, the city of Detroit, if you wanted to buy a vacant lot, you had to go down to Detroit City Council, and City Council discussed and voted every single lot. In the 2 years before I got here, City Council sold 100 lots total. Since the land bank has taken over, the land bank has sold 25,000 side lots to the people next door by setting up a streamlined process. They've done a lot of good. But what I know is the 25,000 folks who have a swing set or a garden or in their next area, they're not coming down here. On the other hand, the land bank's got some significant service issues. And I'm frustrated by it, but they are a separate board, a separate corporation, and the next administration could choose to bring them back in, and you will be back to the point where this council in this room is going to manage 60,000 parcels. And if you think you have trouble now with bureaucracy, pouring 60,000 parcels of land to be managed by central city government, I'm not telling you it's where it should be now, but I would say it would not be my recommendation to do that. The land bank needs to improve its service. There's no doubt about it.
So I want to know, do they have a contract?
They don't have funding going, but they have title.
They don't have what going?
So they don't have new funding coming from the city.
Do they have a contract with the city?
I don't think they do have a contract with the city, but they have.
How are they operating still?
Because they have title to 60,000 parcels, and they have sources of funds that they've accumulated. There's nothing that stops them from operating, but City Council this year chose not to give them any more money. That was City Council's decision. Now, City Council could choose to rescind the land bank and deal with the consequences of these happening, 60,000 people coming into City Council meetings to deal with every parcel. And so far, they found it easier to criticize the land bank than to have 60,000 people showing up at council meetings. So I don't know how to answer it any better than that, but that's where we are today. I would strongly encourage my successor not to dissolve it, but that'll be a decision made after I'm gone.
Just one more question. If they don't have a contract with us, isn't it illegal for them to do operations in the city?
No, they are a separate corporation established by law. They have a board. They have money they've accumulated. They have title to the property. Nothing stops them from doing what they're doing. If they want any new money from the city, they need a contract. But as I said, City Council chose not to give them any money this year. And so they are operating at the level that they've got. Go ahead. Tell us your name, what neighborhood you're from.
Hi there,
Go ahead.
Hi there, Mr. Mayor. I'm Lucas Lasecki from Transportation Riders United. I'm a regular rider of DDOT, a system that's in crisis. We've been telling you this for a while and not much has changed. Robert Kramer over there is doing his best, but there are problems that are outside of his control as well. We've heard a lot about the new buses, and I'm hopeful, as true is, that they will help with the equipment unavailability problem, but there will be no process toward reliable service without more competitive wages for DDOT drivers. We thank you for giving the drivers that raise a couple of years ago, but that went from being paid fry cook wages to being paid security guard wages. In 48 months at DDOT, a driver can work their way up to making what they can make at SMART day one. And they're probably making a lot more with that CDL if they go drive a truck. So I'm asking you, when will we see real competitive wages for DDOT drivers?
So we are in contract negotiations now, but I'm going to stick with reality as it is. We've added 150 drivers. Our problem is not driver vacancies. That is not holding up service today. Today we probably had 20 buses broken down where we had 20 drivers sitting in the terminal ready to go, and the buses didn't operate. So I understand you can repeat the talking points, but our problem is the vehicles. Okay? Go ahead, and to wrap us up tonight.
Beverly Kendall Walker. I live in West Village. My husband might say I live at the City Airport, Coleman A. Young International Airport, which is my other love. And I just want to say that there are good things happening on the east side of Detroit. Saw you earlier today at the Chandler Park Conservancy.
Isn't the new recreation center at Chandler Park
fabulous? It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, we opened it today. Yeah.
And so another thing to note about the east side, we are home to 4 dome facilities. Counting Ford Field, which is a dome, the Lexus, which is off I-75, and we have one in Mackin, the ball duck area.
The soccer ball.
Exactly.
Soccer dome.
And so now our greatest gym is the Chandler Park field zone. But of course, that's not why I'm here to talk to you.
Okay.
So we have a lot of developments happening at the Detroit City Airport, Coleman A. Young International Airport. And as a lot of people wonder about who was the greatest mayor in the city of Detroit ever, Mayor Young ranks as in the top 5, dead or alive, best mayors according to the Detroit Free Press. And so I will let people know that since Mayor Coleman Alexander Young, you were the first to put some concrete money at that airport. And so I always applaud you for that, because we were leaving so much money on the table with FAA because we were failing to leverage what we had with that airport.
But you were a nonstop advocate that kept it top of mind for everybody. And you deserve enormous credit, Beverly, for all that you have done out there.
Thank you. And I want to tip my hat to Jason Watt, who is probably, in my book, the best Detroit City Airport director ever. And so
Boy, Jason, you weren't expecting that today. All right.
We're looking for more great developments to happen at City Airport, and your deputy mayor, we're going to work on this project with the Tuskegee Airmen Monument completion.
Yes.
Because we got to do that.
For sure.
So that was what I want to end on a good note. Like I said, I'm not all the way happy yet, but I'm getting really close.
All right. Well, you're going to cause me chest pain if you get all the way there. But thank you for all you're doing. All right. Thank you all very much for coming out tonight.